US propaganda operatives across the world are furious after having been locked out of their offices this weekend and fearing that their jobs may be gone forever. Here's what happened. On Friday night, US time, US President Donald Trump issued a short executive order titled Fact Sheet. President Donald J. Trump continues the reduction of the federal bureaucracy. Now, the text said, this executive order eliminates non-statutory functions and reduces statutory functions of unnecessary governmental entities to what is required by law. It then listed a number of operations, including the US Agency for Global Media. No comments, just a list of names of government units. Now, this document appears to have been rather carelessly issued and stops halfway through a sentence. The final line says, through these actions, President Trump is keeping his promise to restore. The news caused shock as it spread through the large networks of reporter-propagandists overseen by US AGM. And the bosses of the multiple units had to contact staff on Friday night or Saturday daytime in many time zones and tell them that the operation would grind to a halt immediately or very soon in the next few days. Confused internal messages were shared to staff, with some indicating that staff were being temporarily put on furlough, while others simply told employees to not go to work. US AGM oversees the operations of the International Broadcasting Bureau, the Voice of America, the Office of Cuba Broadcasting under the name Radio and TV Marti, Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Radio Free Asia, and the Middle East Broadcasting Networks. Now, the operation has multiple subgroups, being far larger than the list above implies. They also issue pro-American news in 62 languages to influence the minds of 350 million people around the world. That's an astonishing amount of influence, malign we might say. Every one of these groups claims to be private, independent media organizations, but were really funded by US Congress to push American interests and demonize nations that the US chooses to see as adversaries or rivals, particularly China, Russia, and Iran. Hilariously, one division chief, Stephen Capus, immediately issued an outraged statement that neatly confirmed this truth. The Iranian ayatollahs, Chinese communist leaders, and autocrats in Moscow and Minsk would celebrate the demise of RFERL after 75 years, he wrote. Handing our adversaries a win would make them stronger and America weaker. So clearly not the words of an independent international journalist, right? Capus's statement ended with the standard signature text that it attaches to a report saying that it is a private, independent international news organization. But of course, it's plain to everyone that A, if a US government budget cut can close the operation down, and B, if the main concern is that Trump's step is good news for Russia, China, and Iran, no further proof is needed that the unit is not really a private, independent international news organization. It's a pro-US propaganda op to demonize other countries.
It's interesting to check out the latest posts on the US AGM website. There's this one, which says that the group has taken out a 15-year lease on a fancy new headquarters. Looks nice, doesn't it? And there's this one, which says that a 15-year lease on a fancy new headquarters has been cancelled. The two articles are both up on the front page of the website, and neither one links to the other.
The 87% of the world which is not part of the global West should not celebrate too soon, analysts are warning. These operations are too useful to abandon and will likely be relaunched in a leaner, meaner way, more closely targeted, especially on China, seen as a rival to the US, and on Iran, which is disliked by Israel's leaders, and of course Russia. Watch this space.
This is just
Peace.
the beginning.